This photo was taken in May 2000. It was a Klan rally. I was there as a musician and played there a couple of acoustic sets. So I was pretty on the height of my neo-Nazi career there. So almost a turning point. I have seen pretty much everything at that time, and when I decided I have to get out. I think part of my work is maybe a little bit self-therapeutic because I want to maybe make up for it. I think being a former member of a hate group or extremist group, that we all, being those people, have a great responsibility regarding our past. We can't ignore it, and we have to admit this is what we did, and we have to reflect on it. And everybody who comes out of such a group should be aware of this responsibility and own it. I grew up in a very small town in southern Germany, very conservative, 500 citizens. Yeah, that's me. Christmas, I guess. I've been 5 years old on the picture. I hated those glasses and that haircut. So that didn't make me very popular either, if you see. But I was bullied a lot. I spent a lot of time playing alone. And at some point, I found something that would make people listen. That's that attention that what I was craving for. And it started with a couple of kids that were telling each other racist jokes, inappropriate jokes about anybody. There was no respect. But I actually realized that it gives me the attention that I wanted. So I kept running with those jokes. And after that, it was just known I was the Nazi kid at school, which I hated. I didn't like the label. But all of a sudden, I wasn't bullied anymore. And it felt like all of a sudden, I am somebody. I'm not a nobody anymore. And then a kid gave me a cassette tape at school. And it was rock music, hard rock music. And they sang about things that sounded very, very familiar to me. They sang about that they felt misunderstood, that people would call them Nazis, but they're not, and that they're just proud of their country. And I felt like they're singing about me. And with every cassette tape I got, it just got worse. First it was a little bit more unpolitical, and then it got harder and more hateful, and that influenced me. And the more hateful the music got, the more hateful I became. It was really first acting up and then the music radicalizing me. Well, that picture, I already was a skinhead then. Hair was super short. That was already my beginning of my bad times. I must have been 16 on the picture. This photo was taken in 1997. That was the band I had. I was our drummer and the bass player. And I played guitar and sang mostly German lyrics about our pride and we have to save the country, and it was already about saving the white race and that we want all the foreigners and immigrants to be gone. Time went on and the internet played a big role then, late 90s. So I made more connections to other skinheads and also neo-Nazis worldwide. I left that nationalist movement a little bit and was focusing more on the white power, white supremacy movement. That is also where I met some people that were involved in the KKK. And at some point, they actually asked me if I want to join the KKK. Joining the KKK was never an issue for me, or I had never thoughts. I never thought I would ever join the Klan because I had no relations to it at all. But I thought they have maybe secret knowledge and they're exclusive, and that in the US once there were governors and judges, And I thought maybe we can realize our goals and dreams through that, like segregation, white supremacy, to preserve the white race, in that case in Germany, or the other European countries that I was about to recruit. So we decided to open another Klan group with the support of a KKK group in Mississippi. They supported us, and I flew to Mississippi, was appointed there in a cross-lightning ceremony, how we call it, and went back as the Grand Dragon for the realm of Germany and imperial representative for Europe, and started building up this new Klan group. And we thought we were chivalric. We thought we were the good guys.
What you see tonight, what you experience tonight, you will never in your lifetime forget. Teach what you learn. Pass it on to those who are parts of your organization.
We're really convinced we're fighting for a noble cause. I was convinced it was not about hate, it was about love for the own race. But at the end, it was about hate, of course. You can see me here. I have actually my hand in front of my face, not to hide it. I believe somebody made a joke and I started laughing. But you can actually see the tattoo on my hands. That was the boots I had there. I became a religious fanatic, and that identity part became so much bigger and became like 80% of what I believed in, while the racism part became smaller and smaller, maybe 10, 20%. And I think the other members with the idea of KKK, they wanted to be the racism part to be much, much bigger, and the Jesus part much, much smaller. That there was a lot of infighting. Things didn't add up for them and also to me. And the government all of a sudden had us on the radar too. They visited our homes and told them, hey, we're looking at you, we're watching you, we know what you're doing. I told them, I'm not doing anything illegal. You can't do anything. And they were telling me, what if one of your members is doing something? Maybe killing somebody or become violent or whatever. Won't you be responsible? And that made me think again. And I decided that's not worth it. There was a lot of fighting and everything. I just, no, that's not what I want. That's not how I want my life to be. And I picked up the phone and called one of our trusted members and told him that I'm gonna resign. And I told him I would not come back. Me and my family back then, we decided to move shortly after that because we wanted just to disconnect. In 2002, we just moved to another town in Germany. We had nothing. It was Christmas Eve, and moved in the first best place we found, and that place was owned by a Turkish landlord. He was a Turkish Muslim, and he must have overheard that I do some IT work. And he knocked at the door and asked me if I can help repair his computer. He would pay me. And I was like, it was already a big step that I moved in a Muslim's house, because a couple months prior to that, I would never have set a foot in his house. But I was broke. I was super broke. And I had to get some software, went upstairs and got the software from the internet, put it on a floppy disk, so you can tell how many years it's been since then, and brought it downstairs. And since it took a little bit longer, he prepared some Turkish tea and pancakes and put it there. And I came downstairs and saw it, and first I didn't want to touch it because I just didn't want to eat it because he touched it, or I don't know. I just refused it first. And then I thought, but in that culture, I heard they may be offended if you don't accept the food that they're offering. I didn't know what would happen if I refused the food, if we would turn into the Muslim terrorists or whatever. I don't know. I was judgmental. And to avoid that situation, I just went ahead and ate the pancakes and drank the tea. Actually, it was pretty good. I enjoyed eating it, and it kept happening. His computer kept being broke. He bought a computer for his son. Same thing. And he kept putting pancakes there and tea. I kept eating it. At some point, I refused to take the money. He asked me if I wanted to come to join them for dinner. And I thought about it, wasn't sure if I should accept the offer or the invitation. But I did, and went downstairs, and I remember there was not even like a traditional Turkish food or anything. It was like baked chicken, oven fries, and fish soup. And it wasn't like the pancakes that I could just get over it. I just don't like fish soup at all. I despise it. It makes me gag. And I had the fish soup in front of me and thought, I don't know what I'm gonna do. This time I can't just eat it to avoid the situation. So I had actually to tell him, I'm sorry, I can't eat it. But I was still afraid. I was so judgmental and was expecting some kind of bad reaction from him. But I told him, Himmet, I'm sorry, I can't eat it. I don't like fish soup. And his wife came, took the fish soup and brought chicken and smiled. Everything was okay. They were not offended at all. And I was like, dang, what did just happen here? I was sitting here so judgmental, expecting that bad stereotypical reaction that I was taught, and it did not happen. They were just nice. And I realized that I was wrong. I felt so ashamed, small, and wrong. Because I thought he had a facade, that he had like a mask on and just tried to be nice. And actually, I was the one with the mask on. And here I just realized I was the one that had the bad thoughts. Not only the 6 months, like for 15 years. And that broke the rest of the hate, the 10-20% that I still had left. When I moved here to the US, I became very active on the internet, social media, putting my story out there. So a lot of people approached me and saw actually an opportunity for them, or saw me maybe as a help to leave their extremist hate group or whatever they were in. So I started helping people. Because even if somebody gets out of a Klan group or Skinhead group or extremist group, whatever, and they just return into society and deal with that judgment, some just fall back. They said, that's not what I want to deal with. This is what I've been taught while I was in those groups. This is a hateful society that does not want me for what I believe in. And now they still don't want me, even though I try to change. And I saw people going back for that. And this is why it's so important that there's somebody with a helping hand. This is why I try to be that helping hand, to lead them in this society, to show them, yes, those people are out there. Those judgmental people will be out there. But there's other people too. There's people that will not be judgmental. And I can get you together.